we thought that we'd go through a little bit of a memory lane journey, and at the same time just bring up a few things that we want to discuss with you. So when we started this, I think about 7 weeks ago. So just to go back to our little memory lane journey, and as I was preparing our meeting, I really enjoyed it. Actually, it was fun just to just retrace the things that we've gone through over the last month and a half. And I don't know if you remember, but at the very beginning, we had invited Amanda Stevens to share with us some of her thoughts about how to handle the crisis that we found ourselves in. And she kind of she made a presentation. I'm just going to share the screen with you just to quickly bring up some memories. So okay, great. So I think you can all see the screen, and she talked about those three major pillars: the hibernate, innovate, and activate. And she also mentioned how important it was to watch our language, basically, to make sure that we don't talk about a forced shutdown, but as a temporary closure. Not mention the virus crisis, but the new environment, and things like sorry for the inconvenience, but rather say thank you for your understanding. And that was just to watch our language and just to see how we speak and how we talk to our clients. Also, she referred to how Western cultures look at it as this closure as a quarantine, but the Buddhism referred to it as a retreat, which was good. She also talked about the 4-week plan, and that really inspired me, to think about the video and how important video messaging was. I'm not sure if anybody actually created some videos and communicated with their clients in that way. I'd really like to know. If you have, please, just put your hand up or say, yes, I have, under the little chat thing when you scroll down the bottom. Yeah, I can see Shelly putting her thumbs up. So well done. If you have, I think it's a great way to actually get, a real feel of for your clients to see you and to connect in that way. So that was really good. And then, it's all about expanding ourselves and thinking about what we can do. And we talked about having your products online and becoming an online sort of business while we're going through this transition. And I remember that Jemima and Danielle put a lot of posts about some of the softwares you could use and tools that you could use for that. So that was a really interesting master course that Amanda shared with us, and she said this is something that she's repeated several times now since I've hooked up with her. It's something that really resonates with her, and I guess that it's a really sort of a positive state of mind that for us to sort of think of it as something that we ask for and to be proactive. And I really enjoyed her conversation. The week after that, and if you enjoyed the conversation, please let us know. The week after that, we had Fiona Tuck, and it was really great to have her. She shared, if you remember, she shared with us how you could do an online consultation and all the different things that you could do to make the online consultation really special. And we really, really enjoyed that talk, and even so much so that the week after that, Jemima sort of delved into that even further, and we talked about all the things that you should consider. There was a lot of questions about whether whether your client should pay for it, and we sort of said that it was a good idea to have a fee. Maybe it's redeemable, but to have a fee, because it is a valuable part of who you are and what you're sharing with your clients, and you should consider that as something to do. Amanda also planted the seed on a further meeting when she talked about the idea of considering a subscription format with your clients in the future. Maybe there could be something where they could come to the salon every month and access X amount of products, and they would just pay a subscription fee. She's a big believer in the whole aspect of subscriptions, and I remember she talked about a book later on that she wanted us to read. I'll look for the name of that book. I couldn't find it, but definitely something. I don't know if does anybody do subscription of any kind? Of course, Shelly. So, Shelly, do you want to share a little bit of what? Go for it. I'll just unmute you, and you can. I think once you talk.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we don't call it subscriptions, we call it a membership program. And I've run my membership program. I remember I got it about a month after my son was born, and he just had his 13th birthday. So 13 years we've run this for. And I hope I don't sound showy-offy here, but I really feel so proud and so relieved that we have this in place. We've been receiving our membership money for the last 3 months, like undisturbed. I had 3 people out of, I think my membership's up to about 90 members. I've had 3 people in that time call to cancel their membership, and when they did, it was because they were in a similar situation to Jeff and I. They'd lost both income streams in the family and just went, I can't keep it going. And I said, that's fine. Let's not cancel it. Let's put it on hold for 3 months. Mm-hmm. And when you kick back in, it will kick back in. And so I didn't even lose them as members. Yeah. And then a couple this month, because they have really big withdrawals each month, I rang them and said, how about we reduce you down to half payments rather than full payments. And so, like I said, we didn't get a generous landlord. He didn't do a rental reduction for us, and we have managed to pay our rent and wages the whole time this has been going on, because those members kept their membership with us all that time. And so I remember 13 years ago, Jeff coming to me with this idea of people paying in advance to be a member of our salon, and I laughed at him. And sorry, for those that don't know, Jeff is my husband and business partner. We definitely joined. And I laughed at him and I said to him, Jeff, stupid Jeff, people will not pay in advance for services they have not yet had. And it turns out that I was well and truly wrong, and the actual scheme has well and truly kept us afloat. Minor concern for me now, and I'm going through in my head how I'm going to manage it, is that when the salons do reopen, still waiting here in Victoria, that I am going to have 90 people who have got money sitting there. So there's a very good chance for that first 2 or 3 weeks that I'm open that I actually won't make a lot of money, which is, a little bit disturbing. But then again, I haven't had the stress that some salons have had for the last 60 days. And I think what I'm going to do is get really, really smart about, when they come back, having some really great welcome back offers for them. So hopefully they'll go, oh, okay, well, I've got $500 in my account. I'll buy that today. So that's hopefully how I'm going to do it, rather than, but I just, it's been such a good thing. And what I do for my members is I have a group page especially for them. It's a private page. I've been on that page a lot, telling them that when we do reopen, I'll be prioritising their appointments. I've sent them little gifts, you know, just little sachets, a mask one week because, you know, don't forget to mask and all that sort of thing. So these 90 people are very, very, very loyal to me and have paid my rent for the last 3 months. So it's been a thank you, Jemima. Do you know what I actually feel for the first time in a long, long time, because I pay way too much attention to what everybody else is doing on Facebook. I feel like I'm ahead of the game instead of behind. I'm very impressed when I see people do things on Facebook. I think, oh, I don't do that. But this time I actually feel like we got ahead of the game. If anybody is interested in setting up a membership, my best advice would be now is the perfect time. Like the perfect time. If you've got clients sitting there twiddling their thumbs, dying to get in with you, you just start with saying, if you join my membership program, you get a priority appointment. And that's how I would start it.
Great.
Well done, Shelley. It's ace.
Yeah, I thank you. I feel like it is. I feel like it's really good.
Right. Well, the book, by the way, that thank you, Anna, for reminding us, the book that Amanda talks about regarding the customer loyalty program, however you want, it's called Forever Transaction. And she was she had a very dear relationship with that book, and she strongly recommended for us to go in and read it. You can see from Shelley that it's been something that's basically kept her alive in her business, although she had to pay rent. And
yep. But it keeps me alive always. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my membership money comes in on the last day of the month, and my rent is due on the first day of the month. So every single month, I know that I'm paying my rent in my first week's wages. That's how much my membership adds up to. And so it's really nice to start off the month with that money comes straight in, and it's there ready for me to use. So yeah, and now I leverage to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, who cares when somebody turns around and says, I've got 2,000 people in my database? Like, I think that makes no difference if you've only got 110 regular clients. And so I know that these 90 are coming. Now, I should say this. I get more complaints than any business I know of, like constantly. And I think, oh, I must be doing something wrong. But I think it's that real mindset. Like they call my salon their salon. Like they have an ownership in it. They pay a monthly fee to come into that salon. And so if there is even one thing wrong with their visit, they will let me know. They don't disappear off to try another salon or go somewhere else because they've already paid in advance to come into mine. They will call me and tell me that something was not the way it was supposed to or something like that. So it's got so many benefits as a business owner. For me over the years, I've kept clients. I've had one ring me, you know, to cancel her membership because she wasn't happy with something. And just because she had to cancel her membership, I was able to save the client relationship. I put her in with somebody else. I gave her 2 free visits, told her that staff member was going to be retrained on the thing that she didn't do well, all that sort of thing. That story's 7 years old now, and that client's still a member. And it's all because she had to call to cancel the membership. Even that in itself makes them more loyal to you than somebody that got bad service and went off to another salon and told 48 people that they got bad service this one time. So yeah, it's got lots and lots and lots of endless advantages to it.
Well, thank you, Shelley, for sharing that. I think it's probably worthwhile to have a whole Zoom session on that subject and just sort of go into it and delve into it. Maybe you can help us out on that, Shelley. We'd love to to hear exactly how you set it up, and that would be wonderful. Wow, thank you. Well done, and we're very proud of you. So going through our little memory lane journey to continue on, we also had our dear and beautiful Naomi, who helped us chill out with some yoga nidra, and she even gave us a link so that we could access her recording of the step-by-step that we take to do this. So that was really beneficial. I mean, there's nothing like, starting the day in a frame of mind that's positive and ready to tackle the challenges that we are facing. So that was really good, and we thank you. I think you're with us, Naomi. So thank you again. And while Naomi was giving that talk, I think it was during that talk, before she started, she talked about the lumpy male and some of the things that she was doing with her clients. And how she had them in 3 categories. I don't know if you remember. She had the normal class, so the economy class, I think, and the business class and first class. And so she described the steps that she took to those 3 different categories of clients. And we had so much positive response from this that Naomi then had to go back and do a recording and that she posted. And again, we're very grateful for that. If you haven't seen it, I think it was posted, I think it was, on the 30th of April. So you just need to scroll down on our Facebook group to the date of the 30th of April, and you'll find Naomi's recording there on the details about the lumpy male. And it's a great thing to do to connect with your clients in a different way. We realize now that emails are not as powerful as they once were, and hence sending something that can be opened and has something special inside has a much bigger and greater impact. And I think she said that just by doing that she made $10,000 of sales. So, that's quite amazing. And it's definitely something, if you haven't seen the video, if you weren't able to participate in that Zoom meeting, at least see Naomi's explanation of the lumpy male that we posted up on the 30th of April. We also had dear Olivia Arizzolo, who's the sleep expert, and my son together. They talked about the importance of having a good night's sleep, 7 to 8 hours, and that Steve mentioned that for him, he didn't start analyzing his clients till he had that sorted, because for a lot of people, just not sleeping well is the root cause of all the problems that emerge in your life. So it was very interesting discussion. Olivia shared some of the basic things that you need to do. I took on her course, 7-day challenge, and it really did challenge me. The steps that she gives, I needed to get some glasses that block out the blue light, and I ordered them online. I haven't received them yet, so I couldn't do all the steps. But like she says, to have a shower in the evening before going to bed, and I normally have a shower in the morning, so I had to change that routine a little bit, and I was begrudgingly doing it, but it did really made a difference. And my issue with sleeping was that I would wake up in the middle of the night. I didn't have problems going to sleep, but I'd wake up, around 4 or 5, and then I'd start churning over things about work and all the things that can go on in your head, and then it would take me a long time to go back to sleep. But by doing the shower at night, using lavender, putting lavender on me, and meditating and doing some breathing exercise and all that, I'm now sleeping through the night. It doesn't seem like it. It looks, but that's just because my hair's all over the place. But I'm really sleeping well, and it does make a difference. And I can proudly say that on Sunday I played tennis with Steve. And we play every Sunday, and I had energy all the way through. We played for 2 hours, and he's, you know, at a quite high level, and I was even able to beat him in one game. So I think that's a lot to do with the, you know, having that energy and that you get, and also when you're sleeping well, your whole body is rebuilding. It has time to you know, catch up on its own repairs. It's like taking the car to a repair shop. Good. So that was great to have Olivia. And then we had the beautiful Sharon Holland, the naturopath and reflexologist and iridologist. She shared with us some great information about some of the things that happen when we stress, the different hormones and how important the balance was. She also strongly recommended that an alliance be developed between a therapist and a naturopath or a nutritionist of some kind. It's something that merges well together, and she said that, you know, you could always contact her. She can always refer you to someone that's in your area. I think that was a really great thing to listen to. If you weren't able to be at that meeting, Sharon, it was absolutely fantastic, and we really enjoyed it, her talk. So please go back to that. We've recorded every meeting, and we've uploaded these on the website. We've also had some great video challenge that I put on everyone, and everybody got a lovely Infinity. The winners got an Infinity whole food that Fiona donated. We had the silver lining. I don't know if you remember, I asked everybody to share with us some of the benefits that you feel you're getting, you're experiencing through this crisis. It was, you know, to try and get our heads straight, and then I asked you to share your whys. Why are you in this work? Why do you do? Why are you a beauty therapist, and why you set up a beauty salon? That was really interesting. And last week, I asked you to share with us what have you changed in your business? What have you changed since this has happened? And Nina Kuhn, I'm not sure if you're with us today, but you're our winner, and thank you very much for sharing your changes. She decided that she was going to work less hours and change the whole aspect of the time that she dedicated to working, and that's a great thing. Also, during this time, we've shared many links on our Facebook, on our closed Facebook group, just links that would have relevant things for you to look at. If I go back to all the way back to the 26th of March, there were links 26 and 27 how to take your salon online. There was on the 30th the state government of Victoria links just so that you could refer if you were wondering about where to find out about the laws of. So there were lots of different links that we put up, and we've also put links of certain things that we'd like you to maybe consider going to listen. I know that Jemima put a link about Carly Lyon, and she's doing a talk about branding yourself, or I think it's what it is, personal brand, and that's on Thursday. Is it this week or next? This week, I think, this Thursday at 12.
No, it's next week.
Oh, next week. I'm sorry, next week. And there's also Jam Tang next week, and that's is it this week? Oh, this week. Okay, so we're not crossover, so that's good. And they're two people that we recommend. Carly's only is costing $27. It's nothing much, and it's I'm sure it's going to be really interesting. So probably
So
something.
Frank, can I just jump in there a little bit
Yeah.
about that, just so that people understand what Carly's offering is. She is a branding expert who helps people understand their own personal brand, and that may have a really relevant aspect to your business branding. It could be separate, or you may use that to actually incorporate into your business brand. So her workshop normally is a lot more money than that. It's normally done in person. She's doing this 1 hour, I think it's 1.5 hours, to be, for some people, a starter. So some of the questions that Frank has posed in some of the video challenges around your why, some of that sort of linked into your personal branding. So some of the questions you will actually have the answers to, but she will potentially help formulate that in a way that may be beneficial for your personal brand, and or linking it into your business brand if you decide to do that. So if it's something that you are interested in some small way, you've got an hour next Thursday. My question to you is, what have you got to lose? Why not give it a go?
Yeah, definitely. Very interesting. It should be very interesting. I know that also Amanda is doing a marketing master course, and that's also, I don't know what it is about Thursday, but that's from 9 a.m. to 1, Thursday the 28th. And that's normally, $400. She's offering it for free for a marketing master course with Amanda.
So can we just talk a bit more about that one, because that's different to what Carly's doing. So
Absolutely.
Carly's one's more about the personal branding. Amanda's class is a marketing masterclass with very much a focus on relaunching or re-entering your business into your clients again after the pause of business. So again, if you've got a Thursday morning that you can put aside and have someone as skilled and as professional with the background that Amanda has, who spends, when it's not COVID-19, who spends her time flying around the country and the world presenting to businesses, mainly big ones, around the customer experience, around subscription models, around how to interact with your clients. This is an absolute gift to be able to be involved in a class like Amanda's offering, for sure.
Yes, definitely. The idea was that this group was to try and provide you with some information that would empower you. And I know Jemima reminded me this morning that we basically want to teach you how to fish and not bring the fish to you. So with all the information that we put regarding all the various laws as to when you can come back into action and what you can do, what treatments you can do and all that. We'd rather that you did your own research as to where you go, because of the different states, the different laws. It's different what happens in Victoria, what happens in New South Wales and Queensland.
But we're not going to leave you hanging. We've got the links to where you should be going, which we did post some a few, or maybe back a month ago now, but we're going to repost that again today. Yes. Because what we're finding is that there are some people that are covering off this information fairly succinctly, with a lot of information and detail. So rather than us spending our time duplicating what others are already doing well, we feel our best option for you is to link you to those groups and those people. And maybe if they're not showing up in your Facebook feed every day, we'd encourage you to go into that group or that page every morning or every afternoon, if that's what you'd like to do, to see what the updates are. So again, the Facebook groups like Beauty Industry, the Spa and Salon Divas, APAN is another one. And the APAN is really about an association having a voice to the government. The other one is Gay Waddell. So she's an educator and a trainer in the industry for those that don't know much about gay. So she has some information too. But you'll find Beauty Industry, Salon and Spa Divas, APAN and the HBIA are probably your go-to with information about the industry. And then of course, it would be your relevant state websites, the Department of Health websites for your state, where the information will be. So what you'll see is an absence of that information by design in our Facebook group, because we know that people are already doing that information really, really well. The other
Gay Wardell wrote a whole post about the kind of protocols and procedures you should put. It is just a little Bible to reopen.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and so why
Right.
would you replicate that? Just direct there and follow
right.
that. Yeah, it's terrific.
Yes.
So that's why we're saying, people, if you're unsure as to why you're not seeing that in our group, it's because we're saying you should be, as a professional, on those pages already and looking into those every day. The other group that started is Danielle, is a lady.
If you're interested, am I unmuted? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
If you're interested in becoming a bit more involved in kind of pushing the government to kind of have a really look into our industry and trying to get us back open again, there's a Facebook group, and it's PAIR Australia. We will put it, it's a Facebook group, capital PAIR, capital A Australia. And there's a lady, Helen, that I used to work for, and she's WA based, but she's really trying to sort of get our side of things across, because I think there's a lot of frustration with us as therapists at the moment, sort of going, why is our industry being left till last? And it's sort of a little bit misunderstood, and people in government don't necessarily know what we're doing, and that's what that's all about. So if you become involved with that, and we will post that as well.
So PAIR is like an advocacy group, which is a bit like what APAN tries to do and now Beauty Industry is doing. But Helen's really pushing that burrow, isn't she, Danny, around trying to really get some significant change happening.
She's very big in WA. She's excellent at what she does. So if you're interested in following that, we'll post that as well.
So we won't be seeing a bombardment of that information in our group. It'll be on those pages, and we'll just keep reminding you to go to those on a daily basis for the updates, because as Shelly said, the stuff is already being done. We're not going to waste our time duplicating good work that's already been put to good use. So I hope everybody is okay with that.
Thank you, Jemima. Yes, so that's our little journey down memory lane. The video challenges I've been asking everyone to participate in is really geared into trying to help you, how would I put it, just to communicate more using the video as a way of communication. And I know that for a lot of people, it's not a comfortable thing to do, and that's why I felt that if you had a few challenges in an area where it's safe, where no one's going to make fun of you here, we're all here to support each other, then it would be a great place for you to practice. So please try to participate in these challenges. I actually just got an email from Em, and I don't think she's with us. She's a client in Melbourne, and she said, "Oh, I've just done my whys, and I'll do the next video," and so she's catching up. So that's good. It doesn't matter if it's been a few weeks since we've launched the video challenge. If you'd like to participate, please let us know. Please do and post it. We'd love to listen to the things that you want to share on a video. And it's definitely a way to learn to communicate with your clients. We now, when we get a new prospect, when someone inquires and wants to hear more about our products, or we send them obviously we send them a sort of a sample kit. And once the sample kit is packed in the box, we record a little video, because that's for them a way for them to see us and meet us. They don't know who we are; they just see us as a company. So we just say, thanks, Sharon, for asking for your trial kit. Here's your pack; it's on its way, and it's just a little something, and all these little points of contacts that you can have with your clients, where you can send a little message, a kind of a thinking of you. If you talk to your client about something, if you talked about her on diet, if you talked about her on HA or whatever it is that you had a conversation, you can personalize your video and say, I was thinking of you, here's a great article, here's the link, and you can do that on a video recording. It'll have a greater impact. They'll really appreciate that from you. So the video challenge for this week, I'd really love to know who inspires you, who's been a person or people who have inspired you through your career, or or as you grew up into an adult. I'd love to hear that. It doesn't have to be long, but please share that with us. We'd love to know who are the people who inspire you. I think that Danielle wanted me to mention just a few words just regarding our stock. We are fine with our stock, so there's no problem there, except for one thing with the hyaluronic oils. We sold out of those very quickly. They're obviously very popular, and I wanted to get one for myself. I didn't even get one. I guess I'll just have to wait for it to come. But we have placed an
when's
order.
that due? When's that due in? When is the order for that to be replenished?
I'd like to say next week, but I hate to say anything at in this time and age, because things just take much longer than what they should. So what I will do is I will keep everybody updated on our group as to how that's progressing along, and rest assured that we're doing everything we can to have the products in our warehouse. So hopefully next week, but it might be maybe the week after. So that's as far as the genetic stock. We had to rethink it the way we're bringing it in, because basically our freight costs went from $8,000 for a shipment to $24,000. That's how much freight has gone up. So we're doing it half by plane and half by boat. So that's been picked up from Hong Kong. It's on its way now to Australia. But we've got plenty of stock with genetics, so there's no problem there. It's just a different way for us to get it in. So all's good as far as stock is concerned, except for the HA. I apologize for that. We had ordered quite a few and they just went. So obviously it's a good product, and if you haven't tried it where we get it, please do get your hands on that one. Danielle or Jemima, do you have anything else you'd like to add to our meeting?
I guess it's more just so throwing it out to the ladies and seeing what might be happening, or is there anything that's pressing in nature that they want to throw to the rest of the group for help with, or anything else like that, essentially.
Shelly, thanks again for sharing your experiences with doing a subscription program. I'd love to organize something with you, so I'll do that offline, but maybe we can hook up together and discuss you talking a little bit more deeply about that. I think everybody would love to hear more, so thanks for that. And yeah, I think
Danny, did you have something that you wanted to share? You're muted at the moment. Unmute yourself so we can.
I didn't want to talk over you.
No.
Say what you were, just as there's any questions.
Oh, right.
Any education that anybody would like, if we're looking at doing some Zoom training. Those of you that are genetic sounds, you'll know Vital Transfer. We're doing a training next Wednesday at 1 o'clock, just a half-hour training on Vital Transfer. Name your accounts if you'd be interested in just learning about Vital Transfer. It's a half-hour training I'm going to do, very concise, and that's on a range that is designed specifically for clients that are going through or have been through menopause. It's an amazing product, and we'll get a bit more information on it next week.
Yeah. So we'll hear all about it with Danielle next week. Yeah, it should be interesting. Thank you so much, Naomi. So I wish you everybody well.
Frank, before we just cut off from there, can I just also put it out to the group that the topics that we have been covering every Tuesday are just some of the ideas that we've come up with. Danny and I have spoken about, and what we think the salons or the business owners might need to hear or learn about, or start to introduce you to different topics that you may want to learn to also incorporate into your consultations and your prescription, and how you live your life and how you may be helping others. So we'd love to also hear from you. If you think there's a topic that you'd like us to cover in a Zoom meeting going forward, or an idea that's different from covering off a training product, we're very open and would love to hear any thoughts or ideas that you might have. You can post them in the Facebook group. You can email, call us and or Frank, and we can start to compile a list of things that you may be thinking about, or maybe have heard about and want us to explore a little bit more and find the right speaker to at least open that door for information to start the process of learning about something different for you. So let us know.
Okay.
Genetic has a range of supplements, and unfortunately we can't bring them in.
But we did once have them, didn't we, Frank?
Sorry?
A long time ago. We had them a long time ago, and then it changed.
They changed.
Yeah.
So unless they are manufactured here in Australia, and then in Australia you can manufacture them from your toilet, from your bathroom. You know, it doesn't matter. But if it's coming from overseas, the laws are very different, and so I guess.
And that's where things like Miss Vitality and Fiona and Bestow and a few others, they're a good gap filler because we can't bring in the genetic ones. And if there are NIMU ones, Shelley, don't hold your breath.
That's actually how we got in. That's how we seeked Fiona Tark, because we felt that she certainly had a supplement range that was of quality and that would fill that gap. So we're strong advocates of products. She's really got quality products.
Okay, I'll relook at it then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Did you hear about that from New Zealand, Shelley?
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of education, so I've been jumping on there, and so they've been talking about it, and so.
I don't know how, but they seem to be able to import supplements there.
Yeah. Oh, they've got. I mean, they've got different TGA rules than us.
Yeah, they're able to import SPF and tint SPF, so it's different.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Australia has the strictest rules in the world in terms of medication,
I know.
Sunscreen, vitamins, supplements, blah blah. So
yeah. I just have a very loyal following of NIMU, and I'm a big advocate of EFAs, and I'm selling some other skincare brands EFAs. If I had something that had NIMU EFAs on it, I could sell those like hotcakes. But I'm not saying that there's not other good options out there, but having already a loyal established NIMU clientele, if I had the NIMU label on it, I could sell it. So
for sure. All right, well, thank you everybody. Great to see you all. Thanks for joining us, and have a great week, and we'll see you all next week again.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.